Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty core to cloud work, managing resources in Microsoft Azure. It's this huge environment, right?
Absolutely huge.
And with so many tools, it gets confusing. How do you pick the right one? We're focusing on let's say, the big three interfaces, the Azure Portal, the Azure CLI, and Azure PowerShell.
Exactly. And our goal here really is to cut through that complexity. We want to give you the knowledge to confidently choose the best tool for whatever you're trying to do in Azure, whether you're just starting out or doing some pretty advanced automation.
Right.
And it's important to remember, all these tools, they're built on the same foundation as your Resource Manager or ARM. That means consistency underneath it all.
That ARM consistency is key. Okay, so let's maybe define these tools first, just so everyone's on the same page.
Good idea.
Let's start with the Azure Portal. That's the website, right?
Yeah.
Portal.azure.com. It's all graphical, point and click, super visual.
Yeah, very intuitive, great for exploring or seeing things laid out.
Then you've got the Azure CLI, the command line interface. This one uses text commands, pretty simple ones usually.
And it works everywhere, Windows, Mac, Linux, or even just in your browser with the Cloud Shell, lightweight.
And the third one, Azure PowerShell. This leverages, well, PowerShell. Uses things called pornemdlets.
Right, those verb-noun commands.
Mm.
PowerShell is really powerful for scripting, especially if you're already in that Windows world, but it works cross-platform now too with PowerShell Core.
So, okay, they all talk to ARM underneath.
Yeah.
Why have three different ways to do the same thing? Seems a bit much, doesn't it?
Well, it does at first glance, but it really comes down to flexibility. It's about catering to different skills, different tasks, different ways teams work.
Okay.
Think back, managing cloud stuff used to be kind of messy. Lots of manual steps, easy to make mistakes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The portal,
Yeah.
that just lowers the barrier right down. You want to spin up a quick VM, you can click through some forms, no script needed. It makes Azure accessible.
Makes sense for beginners or just for trying something out.
Exactly. But then if you need to do that 10 times or 100, clicking gets old and risky. That's where the CLI and PowerShell step in. They're built for automation.
Reducing errors, making things repeatable.
Precisely. Provisioning lots of resources, maybe across different environments like dev, staging, prod. Automation is your friend. Less error, more consistency.
Okay, so let's talk practical uses. When would you actually use each one? Like, what's the sweet spot for the portal?
The portal is fantastic for, like you said, beginners learning Azure, or for those one-off tasks, maybe setting up a single storage account quickly.
Or checking dashboards, visualizing metrics.
Definitely. Seeing CPU usage, network traffic, all that graphical stuff is perfect in the portal. You can even deploy ARM templates through a visual interface there, which is pretty neat for understanding them initially.
And the CLI, when does that shine?
CLI is really the star for cross-platform automation. Think scripting in your CI/CD pipelines.
Right, like deploying resources automatically from GitHub Actions or Azure DevOps.
Exactly that. Its commands are usually quite concise, and it often outputs in JSON, which is great for machines and scripts to understand.
Okay, and PowerShell, where does that fit best?
PowerShell comes into its own for more complex scripting, really robust workflows, especially if you're already comfortable with PowerShell, maybe managing Windows servers or Active Directory.
Integrating Azure with other Microsoft stuff.
Yeah, precisely. It deals with objects, which gives you a lot of power and structure for manipulating data and chaining commands in sophisticated ways.
Gotcha. So for the developer listening, what are the key takeaways, the best practices? It sounds like it's not just about picking one favorite.
Definitely not. It totally depends on the task and, your own background and comfort level. But a really smart approach. Combine them.
So,
Maybe use the portal to sort of sketch out what you want, get it working visually, then export that configuration as an ARM template.
okay, so you get the template code generated for you.
Right, and then you use the CLI or PowerShell to automate deploying that template repeatably. Best of both worlds.
And don't forget the Cloud Shell, right? That browser-based command line.
Oh, absolutely. Azure Cloud Shell is super convenient. CLI and PowerShell are pre-installed, authenticated, ready to go. No local setup needed sometimes.
Critical point. And security. That must apply everywhere.
Across the board, always use proper Azure Active Directory authentication. And role-based access control, RDAC, is crucial. Limit permissions to only what's needed, no matter which tool you're using.
And please, store your scripts somewhere safe.
Yes. Source control, Git, Azure repos, whatever. Version your infrastructure code just like your application code. It's essential for reliable, repeatable deployments.
No tool is perfect.
Yeah.
They all have downsides, yeah.
For sure. The portal, great visually, but terrible for automation. It's slow for bulk tasks, and obviously needs you to be online and clicking.
And the CLI.
CLI is great for many scripts, but it doesn't quite have the really deep scripting power, the object manipulation that PowerShell
And
offers.
the PowerShell's downside.
Well, the learning curve can be steeper, especially if you're not from a Windows or .NET background. Those CMDlets and the object pipeline takes getting used to.
And underlying it all, they all depend on ARM. So if ARM has a limitation, they all inherit it.
That's the common ground, yeah. Any constraints in the Azure Resource Manager API itself will affect what you can do through any of these interfaces.
So wrapping this up, it sounds like these tools aren't really competing against each other.
Not at all. They're complementary. Each one is designed to solve slightly different problems, catering to different needs and skill sets. From that initial visual exploration in the portal right through to very complex automated deployments with PowerShell or CLI.
Exactly. So mastering Azure Resource Management isn't about becoming a guru in just one tool. It's about understanding the strengths of the Azure Portal, the CLI, and PowerShell, and knowing when to pick the right one or maybe the right combination for the job at hand. That's how you make managing Azure really work for you.
Well said.
So the next time you need to do something in Azure, maybe pause for a second, ask yourself, which approach fits this task best? You might find a more efficient way forward.